المحدث صدق الله العليم.
So before you came to give us some housekeeping rules, washrooms are to my left, the ladies are downstairs, the gents, there's some upstairs, also you see some signages and arrows that are for the center. You've also been given some 2 cards for your bills, so make sure you don't lose them. We will tell you which card is for the tea break and which one for your lunch. So keep a hold of that. And finally, we will be doing this event will be live broadcast on Facebook. So if we have our friends who are not in a position to get here but they would like to follow the proceedings, the media will share the video of once they start the broadcast. So at this juncture, I want to welcome Mohammed Mustafa to give us a brief overview of the program and helping hand.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah and good morning. I welcome you to this noble event of Youth Leadership Forum organized by Helping Hand. So inshallah I'll be taking you through a brief or an overview of Helping Hand or what Helping Hand is all about. So in the overview, I would like to introduce Helping Hand for being an organization and how it started. We started the organization in 2011 when UN, the declared famine. When the famine Helping Hand came in, we wanted just to start an emergency program. And later on, the organization saw that there was a need to intervene in various other programs. So Helping Hand, they started the emergency program in 2011, and initially, and then later on, they proceeded and they introduced, other programs. They also registered in Kenya, later on Tanzania, Uganda, and Somalia. So when you see Helping Hand, we are in Africa, and we are also in Asia, but the parent organization is in the US. So Helping Hand, Africa, other than the 4 countries that we are registered, that is Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Somalia, we also do other programs, the likes of, Ramadan, with here, those are seasonal. We also do, water projects, we do health projects in various other African countries, including Djibouti. We also exist in Ethiopia, Mali, Malawi, Rwanda, Burundi, Mozambique, to name a few. And then in the next slide, this is where we'll be showing you our thematic areas for the programs that currently we are undertaking. You can see in terms of the locations and where we are. These are the 4 major countries that we have regular programs, and these are emergencies or seasonal programs. So in the programming, we start with orphan support program, and that's the largest in terms of the support and also the budget. We are sponsoring currently 3,000 children across Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, and Somalia. In Kenya alone, we are sponsoring about 1,800 children who are orphans, and the orphan ranges between years to 15 up to 18 years. And then in the orphan support program, what we normally give them is that a support, but it should be a home based. We don't do orphanages. We do home care. So the child will stay with their guardian, and Helping Hand supports them while they are with the guardian, so that the bond will not be lost, so that the child will not be, unsocial, so that they can understand they have relatives, and Helping Hand also, they are supporting them. But unlike, when you do orphanages, they tend to, the children, they come out of the orphanage at older age when they are unsocial, and they will develop some funny behaviors. That's the Helping Hand. We advocate home-based care. And then what we normally do is that we support them in 5 components within the orphan support program. The first being education support, and the education support we provide them with basic necessities within the scope of school kits. I mean, we normally give them on annual basis. We give them uniform, we give them school shoes, bags, stationery, and also we give them. We also pay school fees for the children who are in private schools, private schools, primary schools. I mean. And then, other than that, one component, the first component in education, we also do healthcare. And the healthcare we do for them health screening, annual health screening, and The third component is on food and subsistence. Helping Hand does a quarterly food distribution. That is the dry food that we normally give to each and every orphan family. That's the fourth component. But in School of Excellence, where we have our own school, we normally provide feeding program for the children. So that is the third component on food and subsistence. The fourth component is on child development or psychosocial support. So this means that we normally engage the children on activities. This includes doing workshop for them. Like for example, if you want the students to excel or to perform in either madrasa or school, then we tend to have stakeholders. They include the parents, the teachers, and the students themselves. So Helping Hand does the workshop for them, or Tarbiyah workshop, so that we engage them fully on those workshops. We do for them the workshop for the students. There is also the teachers workshop and also the parent or the guardians workshop. And then in the same in the same component, we also give out Eid cash gifts and also the cloth gifts during the Eid. They also tend to have sporting activities, co-curricular activities, and sports, so that these children, they can mix with the peers, so that they see themselves as one of the children who are playing along, while we will make sure that they don't feel they are an orphan. Because if the child who has parents who gets gifts from their parents, Helping Hand also stands with the orphan, in solidarity with the orphan, so that they get the clothing and also the cash during the Eid. The fifth component now becomes the advocacy. We make sure the children are well protected, even in their homes, leave alone outside the environment. We make sure the children are well taken care of by the guardian. They also we make sure that whatever Helping Hands gives them, it goes to the right beneficiary. So that's on the advocacy. That's orphan support program. And the next one is on in-kind gifts. In-kind gifts entails, we ship in containers that has food and non-food items from the US, and we distribute them or we give out free of cost. The major component under the in-kind gifts is on medical equipments and supplies or consumables, whereby we normally hand over or distribute to county hospitals free of cost. So far as we speak, out of the 47 counties, we are cruising about over 30 counties we have already covered, and we hope to cover the remaining 17 counties as time goes by. The next program is on water for life. So we tend to have water for life and also the wash component bit of it. So water for life, we do the construction of shallow wells to boreholes, so that we make sure people who have scarcity of water or who have no access to clean drinking water, that they get water at their disposal. So we also do water purification plants in places where there is saline water. For example, we have plants in Malindi. Whoever comes from Malindi, Gomeni, we set up a plant that purifies or it desalinizes the water, so that it softens actually, so that it can be easily consumed. That is desalination through reverse osmosis. And then in the same again water, there's a new component that we just introduced. It's on rainwater harvesting. You have seen all over Nairobi, there's always flooding. There's always flooding whenever it rains. So it means we don't understand how we can store or how we can tap these natural resources. And then there are no water or there's scarcity of water, but it's very important that before we go to the groundwater, we need to tap in or we need to store the rainwater harvesting. That is the project that we have started and currently is going on. And then in the wash bit of it, what we are doing is that we do the latrine projects in schools, in primary schools. And McHugh, those primary schools are those that, where our sponsored children go to, so that there is that, cohesion and partnership between Helping Hand and the government and also the players in terms of education. In terms of skill development, there is linkages between skill development program and education support program in the case of youth leadership. Because in skill development program that is headed by our senior, Abdurrahman Mohammed. Abdurrahman Mohammed is the head of skill development program. What we normally do is that, we start with orphan support program. These are young or children at tender age in primary school, Helping Hand supports them. Fine. There are some children who went to high school, Helping Hand tend to support them as well. At the university here, we are together today. We are discussing on leadership. But there are some aspects or there are some segments within the community who didn't have or who never went to school. They never got the chance to go to institutions of higher learning, even not the higher learning, even some they didn't go to high school. Helping Hand is there to support them on skills. We train them on various skills, including we train them on henna, in the case of ladies. We train them on basic computer skill. We also train them on tailoring or sewing, tailoring skills. Then we also, in the case of Somalia, we do the cooking aspect of it. They are taught on baking. We also teach them on, in the case of Malidi, we also have a center that does, training on, it does the training on electronics and mobile phone repair, so that when they leave or when they get the skill, they can become self-employed. But the good thing, the major aspect, or the highlight of this program is that when they graduate, depending on the course period, between 3 months up to 6 months period, because they say 1 to 3 months is the basic, where up to 6 months becomes the advanced. So the moment they graduate, what they get is that if it's in the case of computer, for those who graduate with computer, we give them a computer and a printer. They come and join together hands so that they can open or start their own cyber cafe, or they can start a printing workstation, or they do a business for themselves. And also in the case of Kenya, we give them a kit so that they can immediately start a business. So it's called startup kit. Not only we don't give them skill, but it's a full package in terms of the empowerment, so that we give the soft skills and also the hardware part of it. The next program that Helping Hand does currently is on the seasonal. Seasonal, as the name suggests, it comes once in a year. That's the Ramadan food distribution and the year meals for people who understand. And then we also have the emergency response. That was the essence as to why Helping Hand started. When we have introduced our intervention of humanitarian intervention program, we introduced emergency. Right now, as we speak, wherever there is flooding, Helping Hand is there. When there's drought, Helping Hand is there to support. When there is cyclone, Helping Hand was there in Mozambique. You remember the Mozambique cyclone? Cyclone in Helping Hand was there. The other program is on youth leadership. Here we are also. Under the youth leadership, we have the education support, whereby we engage the university students. We also engage the high school students, and now becomes a package as youth leadership program. And then finally, we have the health care program. Under the health care program, maybe the doctors also can understand better on this, is that we used to have mobile medical units, whereby you used to have an ambulance that used to support people on primary health care. Then we moved to eye cataract surgeries, whereby we do the eye cataract surgeries for the adult people or those people who have issues with the cataract surgeries. Because you may see someone have issues with their eye, having cataract for about, let's say, 20, 30 years. Now when we do the cataract surgeries, after the surgery, in 1 or 2 minutes, once we remove, the cover, they can see it very clearly. Actually, what's happening is that it has an immediate impact. This program has immediate impact, so that you can help people regain their vision. And then under the still health care program, we also give out wheelchair to those disabled people living with disability. Those are the programs. Then I can tell you overview that Helping Hand currently has 60 staff, 60 personnel, and we also have our chief of staff or the HR manager, Sister Zaitun Abdul, who is headed in that bucket and make sure that that hiring and also the training induction takes place smoothly. And then when you see the beneficiaries, as we speak right now, it stands at over 700,000 people. So you can imagine, in a span of 12 months, being December now, in a span of 12 months, we reached out to about over 700. That is 765,000 people in various programs. So maybe if you move a bit on youth leadership program, we don't do it only in Kenya, we do it in Tanzania, Dar es Salaam, we also do it in Zanzibar Island, we do it in Uganda, that's Kampala, and we do it in Kenya. So maybe I'll show you some clips or photos, if you may proceed. So that is the Youth Leadership Forum that we did in Kenya in 2021, the first photo. The next sport also is in 2021. In 2022, that was during the month of March. I think some of you participated. Those are the photos. And then in Zanzibar, we did in 2021 and also in 2022. In 2022, Zanzibar. And finally, in Kampala, we also did. You know, the program, it doesn't mean that it started in 2021, we started 2015. So I'm just giving you an overview that it has been continuing, so that when Helping Hand talks about youth, when we talk about leadership, Helping Hand means it. We are committed in education, we are committed to youth, and we want to get the best out of you so that you become responsible citizens, so that this leadership thing is not about politics. This leadership thing is in you, it's an inbuilt, it's inborn. So when you born leader, the best way to do is you need to showcase your leadership skill. And the best way to do is you need to give back to the community. The community can understand who is a leader and who is not. But for us, Helping Hand, we are nonpartisan. We don't involve in politics. We don't involve in other things. We make sure the students, when they leave the university, actually, even right now is the best time, because when you are at the university, we need to understand, does the education system in our country prepares you for professionalism? Does it prepare you for the future? When the lecturers are teaching you, what else do you do? An extra mile, so that you can, for example, you are being, you're going through, let's say, BCom course. So the lecturer, they come lecture, you take notes, do exam, pass, you get an A, you are in first class. But now, from first year up to the fourth year, you haven't done a single skill or a single, let's say, experience. You never volunteered. So the best way is, some of the universities, they tend to have long holiday. So go to audit firms, go to, financial institutions. You need to try to volunteer so that you are getting the academic bit of it, and also you are building your professionalism. So that when you come out to the university, you are an all-rounded person. Rather than you are first class student, now you apply for a job because you are a first class, you get into the interview, you pass, you are given the job, but you can't do anything. You get that? So the best way to do is, these forums actually is, is an eye-opener, because you can see the attendance sheet. We have students who registered and they're doing courses in engineering, others medicine, others IT. So you need to exchange ideas. This is a forum helps you. Actually, this is your forum. For us, we just try to facilitate, but this is the avenue where you'll be getting networking. It starts right here. For us, we are just training you on how you can network when you're done at the university. But it starts right here. Because if my friend here is an IT or is an IT guru, and my other friend is also a beginner, and myself, we are beginners. So it means he has to help us out on how we can get the basic skills on IT. So that when we go out to the university, maybe he graduates earlier than us, then he opens his IT firm. Then we become his first volunteers, right? That's how we do it. That's how we do it. So please make sure you take full advantage of this workshop, and we would like each and every one of you to participate actively, so that the certificates that we are giving you is relevant. You need to actively be participating. You need to make sure you ask questions. You also ask Helping Hand questions. You ask the facilitators questions. You need to interact. And then, over a cup of tea, we tend to have walking tea break or walking lunch break. At the lunch break, you discuss, you talk among yourselves. Is that okay? With those few remarks, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Switch one.
I think that was a very good overview. Now, back in the day, it was an honor to be a valedictorian class. Because, first of all, valedictorians, they have a very distinctive feature about them. They were in charge of all the teaching in the class. But for today, they just want us to be closer to knowledge. So, you please move to the front seats so that those who are having interest can move the seats at the back. very, helping third party, so that when members of staff are introduced themselves, you know who to direct your various questions. So at this juncture, I would like to invite all my colleagues in form of standing so that they can introduce themselves, and then I'll give a chance to our participants to also introduce themselves. So you tell us your name, you tell us your position, maybe how many years you've been in the organization, and for participants, you tell us your faculty and the school in which you are doing your faculty. So I'll start. My name is Ahmad Omara. I'm a procurement staff working hand. I joined the organization in 2017, July, as an intern. After 3 months is when I was absorbed by the organization. So I've been working for the last 6 to 7 years thereabouts. So I'd like to ask my colleagues to stand. Maybe I'll start from this side to give their introductions.
doing a Bachelor of Arts and Social Science from University of Nairobi. Assalamu alaikum. Muhammad Abdul, mwalimu wa somo la Kiswahili IRE, mwaka wa pili, chuo kikuu cha Nairobi.
Assalamu alaikum. Zaid Abdullah from KC University, doing Business Information Technology and CPA.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Muhammad Malabar from Kenya Interpersonal Information System.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Saif. I'm from Kenyatta University, Bachelor of Education Arts. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Chimera Mangale from Kenyatta University, pursuing Bachelor of Education.
Assalamu alaikum. Naitwa Yasmin. I'm from the University of Nairobi, Charlie, Msauni main campus. So I'll be Madeg na wakati ya exam. Asimame ama akae. Nataka kumuona. Make sure hata nyinyi mmesimama.
Assalamu alaikum. Raka Sai, Kenyatta University, Bachelor of Education.
Assalamu alaikum. Khadija Abdul Nakir, Kenyatta University, final year student, Bachelor of Education, Special Needs. Assalamu alaikum. Hawa Abdurrahman, Kenyatta University, Bachelor of Arts. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Sophia Hassan from the University of Nairobi. I'm taking Bachelor of Economics and Statistics third year.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Sumaya Yusuf. I'm from KCMC University. I'm the ambassador of KCMC University.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Hajra Mari. I'm from the Technical University of Kenya, pursuing aeronautical engineering.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Zuhura Mohammed. I volunteer at Nubian University Student Organization, also a student at TUK, pursuing food science and technology.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Jamila Mohammed. I volunteer at Nubian University Student Organization. I'm a student at JCOT, pursuing microbiology.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Joelia Ayub from Technical University of Kenya, taking Community and Public Health.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am Zuhura Ayub from JQuat, taking Public Administration and Leadership at the
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Leila Medi Ismail. I am an alumni of Nairobi Trust and Islamic University of Kenya. Right now, I am doing my PhD in counseling psychology.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Afra Habibkadir, and accounting and IT. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Zainab Jafar from BTech, studying hospitality, majoring in food production.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Shamila Shasna, pursuing marketing from Technical University of Kenya.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Nasiba, student at Technical University of Kenya, taking geospatial engineering. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, I'm Zamzam Adam, recent graduate from Mahad.
Assalamu alaikum, I'm Leila Adan, Zadia, Kenya Methodist University, Bachelor of International.
Sabah al-Khair, Idian Fuad, University of Nairobi, I'm taking laboratory medicine.
Hi everyone, I'm Ruto Kibogo from Kenya Red Cross volunteer, studied nutrition.
Hello, I'm Ashley Achin from Kenya Red Cross Society, I'm volunteer. I studied at the University Bachelor of Science Community Development. Hello guys, good morning. I'm Mercy Dube, a volunteer at Kenya Red Cross, currently a student at Cooperative University, pursuing BCom.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Benazir from Strathmore University, studying Bachelor of Arts in International Studies. No.
Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Njoki, doing Business and Information Technology.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Fadila Yusuf, a student of HHRD University doing Business IT.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Umar Mahdi, doing BA at University of Nairobi. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm Salma Hashim from University of Nairobi, second year student.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Riak Abdi, University of Nairobi, medical student, year 2.
Yeah, that is all from the girls.
Of courses that we're doing. So the future is bright, mashallah. So at this juncture, I'd like to welcome
First and foremost, I would like to register my deep gratitude for HHRD and the guidance of very good staff for reaching out to request me, because it's a request it was, to come and speak to young men and women here. Before I go further, my name as introduced, Abdul Nasir Mohammed. I am a lawyer by profession, still very young in the profession, and also having many objectives that I would like you to remind me of today. Being a lawyer by profession, I'm happy again that in this room, I think I can count roughly, you are around 100, as others register. They are diversified grounds or careers that most of you are pursuing. I'm happy that we are sharing the podium with teachers. There is one, I think so many people laughed, geospatial engineering. I know so many don't have an idea. I also don't have an idea what geospatial is, but I know the first word means something to do with the geographical ground. Just a guesswork. So now, HHRD, an organization that thrives to uplift humanity, has organized such a very powerful event. When I say powerful, because the power lies in the young men and women in this room. You have been told by my brother Mustafa that this is your event. Ours is just to facilitate, to ensure that at the end of the day, we achieve our goal. Because when you rose today in the morning and took a shower, you had a goal to achieve. There's a specific goal. When it reached 5 p.m., when you receive your certificate today, what is that goal that you wanted to achieve? What is that goal? Did you just take a cab? There's one of the participants says he's from Uma University. I've never stepped into Uma University, but I know it's in Kajiado. So this young man or young woman took that matatu or that bus. He boarded it, maybe I just guess because of the traffic, at 5 a.m. He was coming all the way to South B. He's joined us, alhamdulillah, in this congregation. What is that goal that you want to achieve? What is that inbuilt desire you want to achieve today? Most of you, I believe, attend lectures. Some may not be attending these lectures in the university. But at the end of the 4 years, I'm assuming most courses are 4 years, except medicine or engineering, which go to 5 to 7 years sometimes, or architecture. What is that primary goal you want to achieve? Today, I want to just facilitate in a unison voice. We talk together. How can we achieve this goal? Sometimes, I've asked a question in my slides. Are leaders born or are leaders made? Can I get just a rough idea? Are leaders born or made? Just by a show of hands. Are leaders born or made? Yes? Are leaders made? Are leaders born or made? Some of you do not have that confidence to tell me. Please, just raise your hand. I'll give you the microphone and you ask the first question.
Taongea Kiswahili, Kiingereza kidogo kinanipiga chenga sana. Kuna aina ya viongozi, kuna aina ya watu wanazaliwa tayari wana skills za viongozi, lakini kuna baadhi ya watu wanatengenezwa kuwa viongozi. Kwa hiyo kuna viongozi wanaotengenezwa na kuna watu automatically wamezaliwa ni viongozi. Shukrani.
Thank you. What's your name, sir? Jina yako?
Arafat Jafar.
Arafat Jafar. Huyu ndugu yetu najua kutoka kule Tanzania, ametuambia kuna viongozi ambao wanatengenezwa. So he is of the opinion that leaders are made. Don't feel shy. Be confident. Be very confident. Yes.
Leaders are both born and farmers.
Might you be having a reason why leaders are born, not made. Kindly.
And there are those others who are clearly trained kind of.
Okay, that's a very, very good answer. Expected as it is. Now, science has, I would like our dear sister and our brother Jafar here have made a very good answer in that aspect. Some leaders are born for sure. That one I can say without a fear of contradiction in this room. But how many institutions have you gone to? You've gone to nursery, you've gone to primary school, you've gone to, if you stand and give a 5-minute presentation, I would say most of you are leaders. It is at this forum today, I would like you, when we wrap up and you receive your good certificate as you head home, I want you to know that you are made with certain potential. One of the greatest motivational speakers, Dr. Miles Monroe, says, we were conceived by destiny, produced by purpose, and packaged with potential to live a meaningful life. We were produced the day our good mothers, after 9 months, have delivered us. There is destiny. In Islam, we say it's qadar. It has been written down that one day Maryam will pursue geospatial engineering. That one is written. Then there is purpose. There is a purpose. There is a certain purpose as why we live this life. But how many people achieve their purpose? How many people at the end of the day, you are a teacher, trained, you are a good doctor. I'm sure there are doctors in the room. There is a specific purpose that you intend to achieve. I don't know why this notion of young men and women have outsourced this notion that the greatest purpose in life is to be a billionaire or a millionaire. I don't know. I'm still trying to rethink why this notion lies in the hearts and souls of young men and women. I'm here today to tell you that is not the purpose of life. It is not. How many millionaires are here? We live with millionaires and they are not happy. How many of them? So that is not the purpose of life. You are packaged with potential. There is an inbuilt potential that you need to unleash. You need to tell the crowd that this is the potential. Some of you are pursuing causes that you're still doubting yourself and you are in your final year. That is wrong. I'm here to tell you that there is a certain potential that you need to unleash to the world. Let the world know that you can form a benchmark, you can form the icon, you can be the role model in your teaching profession. Teachers are noble people. They are the greatest of careers. It is teachers who inspire us to school. HHRD has staff that are doing an amazing job. And I want to tell them that the greatest glory in being a human being is not just being a human being breathing. It is being human. The lives that HHRD has touched are enormous. And that is because they were trained by good parents, they were trained by teachers. So do not be in the teaching profession and feel, that you are in the wrong profession. No. You have the potential to achieve, you have the purpose to live, and you must live a meaningful life. So, on to my first aspect of my presentation. I'm asking so many questions that I would like this to be an interactive session. Are leaders born or made? That has been answered. And we are saying that leaders, some are born, some are made, which is okay. There are people born with inbuilt talents to pursue their leadership career. What is the importance of having good leaders in our societies? I love Brother Mustaf's introduction. HHRD does. Is it true? Example. We live in a society whereby we know for sure things are wrong. We need to rectify the wrongs in our society. Now, the young people in this room, it is your chance to go back today to your society and say, a society is just a group of people living together. So right now, you are living with an education society, because there at Uma University, you have a group of friends that you relate with. So I believe when you go back home now, they are saying your leadership skill. Visionary. A leader must be visionary. In my earlier introduction, I suggested to all of you, when you boarded your taxi, when you boarded that matatu to come and join us in this congregation, there is a vision. You see, a vision is different from a picture. In what sense? A vision is that pictorial form of a goal that you want to achieve. So a leader must be visionary. Our sisters who are doing medicine, at the end of the 6-year course, when they go for internship, there is a vision that they want to achieve. My brothers who are pursuing different careers, there is a vision that if you don't have that vision, you are just as good as nobody. The Chinese have a proverb, they say, a man or a human without a vision is like a sheep on land. How many of us have seen a ship cruising on land? How many? Where do sheep cruise? Yes? The ocean and the sea. So for visionary, you must have a specific goal to achieve. And what is this importance of having a vision? What is this importance of having a vision? Why should we have a vision for you to be entitled as a leader? Why? Is that important to have a vision in your life? Can you just wake up in a single day and just go to a shop with your 1,000 shillings and just stay there? Of course, there is a goal that you want to achieve. Maybe you want to buy a drink, you want to take soda, or a loaf of bread. That is a vision. Everything, knowing what you want to achieve, today you must change. You must put your vision, you must write it on paper. I love how women sometimes, our mothers try to do things. There is a joke I saw this morning that men, even when you write a list to them and you tell them go and buy XYZ in this supermarket, they will still be calling their mothers. Hello, mommy, umenituma nini? And everything is scripted. But women are different. They write things down. So for you to achieve your vision, you must note down your vision. I want all of you to write. What is your vision? What is your vision after your 4 years in university? And I'll pick either of you, two young men and 2 young women, to tell me what they have noted down at the very tail end of my lecture. I will make an attempt not to forget. So once we have the aspect of vision, what is the essence of having the vision in your leadership as you thrive to be a good leader? Of course, there's a goals supposed to be achieved. These goals can only be done once you have noted down your vision. Another very important aspect of a leader is taking responsibility and being accountable. A very, very important element that most leaders today do not want to be associated with. What is being responsible? If I ask in the room, what is being responsible? What does it translate to be responsible? If you do something at home there, your good mom or father tells you, Abdul, I don't like how you're doing things. You are not responsible. What is the meaning of that?
Doing what is expected to do.
Doing what is expected to do. So when you have a group of young men and women that you lead, you know a leader has different aspects. You can be a father and that you are a leader. You are leading a family. You can be in a group discussion. I assume most universities during our times, just 4 years down the line, I remember every semester we had two type of cards. We have the normal card, the physical one, then the second one is a group work, right? Is it still happening in universities? So there is always a group leader. I've seen in the program today, alhamdulillah, there is a group session, and I'm sure some of you will become leaders in that group. And I don't know what HHRD has organized. I think it's a good assignment for you. But when people have settled for you to be a leader, you must take responsibility. When something happens wrong, as a leader, you must say, that is our mistake. And how do we look for a way? Sometimes you get that you want. Not on you will not get the grade that you want. How many of us in this room, let's be real. You know when you sit with young men and women, I don't know my years, yes? But the question is, what did I do right that I didn't do then? So you must take responsibility. Do not live in a victim mentality. There's a problem with young men and women nowadays. They complain about everything. You have the opportunity, you have the chance to fly high as a young leader. You must take responsibility. Young men and women in this room, as you pursue your career, some of you, I'm just guessing that you are pursuing internship somewhere. There is a responsibility that you have been given by your boss or your senior to take on head on. That is a trial you are being given. At the end of the day, you will be asked, Fatma, what have you achieved? Mariam, I gave you this assignment. Where is it? You must be responsible. So for you to be in the great books or to be in good books with your boss or your group presentation, you must take responsibility. If you are given an assignment at the university and you do not deliver on this assignment and it's a group work, when they hold responsible behavior, the class will be bored, but you must take responsibility. You must be responsible as a leader to deliver the results of your group to err. We make a lot of errors and we are in a lot of fault activities. How do we account for our mistakes? As a young leader, as a person who is pursuing a certain cause, we must learn to take responsibility. That is how leaders are. That is how leaders are. So in pursuit of your good cause, as a potential person in the leadership area, courage, risk-taking. How many risks have you taken in your life? What is a risk? I want to get final and good positive results at the end of this semester. How many risks are you willing to take? As a leader, you must know that in your life, there are different challenges that come through. Some can be outside family, some can be self-constructed. Champions are not made in the gym. Champions are not made in the gym. I'm sorry to annoy some young men here who, when they go to the gym, they lift weights. They think at the end of the hour, they are champions. You are not a champion. Who is a champion? A champion is the person who has the will and the skill. The will and the skill to achieve the end goal. That is the greatest boxers of all time, Muhammad Ali. But you have the will, a good teacher. So, my point home is, when you have a skill and will, the will must always be greater than the skill. That is courage. You must have the courage to take any task. There's a proverb we used to be taught in primary school. Taking the bull by its horn. I think primary school. Taking the bull by its horn. I think most of you wrote that in your compositions in their final exam in KCPE. I don't know when was the last time you did yours. Mine was 2010. So the will must be greater than the skill. For you to become a good leader, when we have a group assignment, how many of us have walked in an examination room and said, huyu lek, hapa ametukosea. Hii exam ni moto. Yani hauonani. But how many of you still continue to answer those questions? And we'll have someone who will get an A, another one will get a B, another one will get other grades. But how do we put... So now that is a risk you are taking. That is a challenge. There is a risk and challenge. Challenge are normal. Risk sometimes, maybe you are a good driver, but there is a hill, there is a bend, sharp bend somewhere. So those are risks you are trying to take. So remember, every thorny road that you use to pass by, one day, how many people have last and celebrated with my family, but this one was crying. Do you know her story? Do you know the challenges? That is a leader. Only that she has not realized her potential as a leader. So I'm telling you here, you may not be a leader in essence, but in action, you are a leader. So this courage to pursue the risks and challenges posed by you, by the environment, by the school, by the people around you, then you do it. And you can do it. Because leaders have that in drive to know, I don't mind distractions along the way. I will take the bull by its horns and I will achieve my goal. So you need to know how to tackle challenges. The problem with young men and women today, I'm a young person too. We always want things easy. You cannot be a good doctor, you cannot be a good teacher if you're not willing to do some things. You must compromise for your life. You must give it your best. We always say before we walk into an examination room, oh God, this morning, I have done my best. I have always studied these books from 9 p.m. People are going for their sleep. But I'm in the classroom for their sleep. But I'm in the classroom. There is a lot of cold here. I've done my... Have you taken the risks? Have you pursued the challenges that you have? Those are critical questions you need to ask yourself to be a potential leader. At the end of the day, all of us have set goals, have set certain achievements that we need to pursue. And you cannot achieve it. I don't know what games you like, but currently, we are in the World Cup era. Before someone celebrates to their last minute, for boys, most of you know this, in football we say, game ni 90. Game ni 90. Because you might get 3 goals within the first 10 minutes of that game. But someone can equalize those 3 goals, and maybe they can add another goal. And you'll be there saying that this is the champion. Why? Because when he was faced with a challenge, they re-strategized. They took their time to create a new plan on how to handle their enemy. So for you, your enemy today as young people is pressure. You have a lot of pressure, external and internal. And in my second element of this presentation, I will tackle on the interpersonal skills. But because I've prepared my presentation of intrapersonal skills, you must have the... That is the key word today. Young men and women in this room, please to take it. Strategic. How do we become strategic? As a young leader, how at the end of the game, how do we achieve our goals? You know, when I say strategies, I've decided that this semester, I will be studying from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Maybe it's a unit with a lot of topics. Then, something Haven't you changed your strategy? You have changed your strategy. So as a young leader, as a person pursuing the career and the call, a fool that uses the same methodologies, the same ways of approaching things to achieve different results. You can't achieve that. So you must be strategic. You must be, once you have the vision, you have the courage. Now employ those strategies. And strategies, meaning you must bring out a plan. There's always a plan B. If I go to this class and I don't get the grades that I desire to get, let me use plan B. You must always have a backup plan, always, in what you do. So, as a leader, if you're faced with a challenge, and this challenge could only be solved 50 years ago, it could only be solved by this plan. Come up with a new plan, because a leader must invent new ideas, new strategies, new methodologies to approach a problem. So today, when you go back to your class, maybe you have exams, most of you have exams during December. If the previous unit, the strategy was doing this, please change that strategy. It will work. It will work effectively for you to achieve your final desired outcome. And never lose hope. Do not lose hope. Because these challenges and these unworking strategies, they're just but a trial to you. Do not lose hope in changing a new plan for you to achieve the goal that you want to achieve. Humility. Why? When you are a group of people, let's say now, I'm just using an example, practical example, that we are handling a certain unit. Let's say we are pursuing engineering. Engineering is not an easy course, and I think the good lady who is pursuing geospatial engineering, mashallah, will tell you also that it is not easy to pursue engineering. In your group sessions today, there is someone who is more knowledgeable, who has more and better knowledge than all of you. But what do? You give space for others to give their own ideas. And that alone is a quality of a great leader. You do not have to own the space every time. If another speaker walks in today, I have to sit down and listen to that speaker. He or she might have better ideas than mine. So you must learn the aspect of being humble. Have that intricate humility in you to know that in this world, you are not the only person who can be a good leader. Give space to others. You know those leaders who don't do anything? Do you have those people in your group, in class, who barely don't do anything? They just come and tell you, pesa ya kuprint ni pesa ngapi? Mimi nitatoa. But when the group gets the good marks, they want to take that space. So you as a leader, learn to be humble. Learn to give others space. Let others also fly. Like your dream to fly to that end goal. So you must create humility. You must know that there are people more qualified than yourself, and learn to take a seat and listen. I don't know who is pursuing medicine in this room. Will tell us that I have a present for that person if he carries this speaker. But you can't do that alone. Now you need the hand. The hand has how many fingers? Okay, let's say naturally people have 5 fingers. There are some who have 5, 6, 7. That is Allah's creation. But for you to have that hand, helping hand, people have come together to create that synergy. There's a level of synergy that you must bring proposed to you for you to achieve your main goal. Transparency. So transparency, I've just been informed that my second topic about interpersonal skills will be done after the tea break. So I think I have only one and the second slide for me to close, then I come and close now the entire topic. Transparency. As a leader, someone with a vision, someone with courage and humility, you must be transparent. You must be open and accessible. Wazungu wanasema, you must be an open book. You must be read. You must be understood in your own way. So as a leader, you must create space for people to criticize you. Some of us don't love criticism. They don't like it. Why? It's because you don't have those qualities of leadership. As a leader, you must allow the public. Let's say tomorrow, you'll be the CEO. I've had someone here is doing finance and accounting, I think. Tomorrow you'll be given a financial firm in Kenya to run it as the CEO. Are you open? Are you accessible? So as a leader, you must allow people you must tell people to come and classroom and go join your family. Like most of you, inshallah, will join your families in December for that short holiday. But you must come up with a plan as a leader to achieve your final and desired goal. So just as someone who wants to hunt, so there's a camouflage, you just camouflage yourself in a way that the prey does not see you. So that is a plan. So in that plan that you are going to execute. So as a responsible and a potential leader, that plan must be effected in a way for you to achieve your desired goal. I don't think there is any extra slide for in terms of interpersonal skills. Just a small introduction. Now, relate with other people. Every day, what is the problem? There are certain skills as a human being. Tomorrow you'll be an intern. Maybe HHRD will take you. Some of you here who are pursuing courses with yourself first. Then, today you are socializing here. You've met Amina, who is pursuing finance. You've met Khadija, who is pursuing medicine. Tomorrow you might open your clinic and Khadija will be the one auditing your books. So there's an interpersonal skill you need to have for you to go to the other side and get the bridge between you and other person. So allow me to stop here and come and wrap up the tea break. So the MC will take it from there. Thank you so much for listening.
I'm Anzal Ali from KC University, chairlady doing BBIT, and I'm taking over the. Okay.
Let me first acknowledge and appreciate the presence of one of our elders, Brother Omar Sakwa. I think I can give a few remarks. I give the microphone back to
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. أما بعد, my brothers and sisters in Islam, أحييكم بتحية الإسلام وسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala once again for this opportunity. And also thank my brother, my lawyer. I normally refer to my lawyer. Because when I met Abdinasir at a high school level, we had already designed a future for Abinasir. Because him and another colleague of him by the name Mansour, because we have been seeing them growing in reality. Because I've known Abinasir for quite some time. And I'm so happy and I'm very proud of him to see what he can be able to deliver. I feel very proud. I can't also forget to acknowledge the presence of some leaders who are here. I have Brother Muhammad Abdul from University of Nairobi, Secretary General. I see my colleague, my treasurer, I normally refer to the Rotich, KCA, Brother Zaid, and also my senior, Brother Singo from JQAT, and my first Shuhada in Islam, Sumaya, KCA. So happy to see you here. And also the team coming from RAF, led by Brother Adam, and my other friend, also the other group who always have special place in my heart, NUSO. I'm seeing Brother Hussein and Brother Muhammad, and others maybe who have not mentioned the name. Personally, I'm so happy to see you. And it's like this forum, and also I had forgotten my Mheshimiwa here, that he answered the chair of KCA. Always I'm very happy to join you in such a forum. And also very happy for thanking Helping Hand. Some years back, when their former director, Brother Irfan came, when he was brought in this country, I remember we had an engagement with him. And one of the areas that he was so passionate is like he wanted to do something about the youth. And by that time, he called me, and we discussed a lot. And it's like when I supported that, from that time till today, this spectrum of youth, not only here in Kenya, also in Tanzania, Uganda, and other regions. In our continent, and something a case in point like KU, because I've been very close to KU since the year 2000. I remember that time, the former chair, when we were starting Mapu, the chairman, his name was Isa Abuyob. Currently, he's a lecturer at Masinde Muliro. And we are very close. Also, University of Nairobi, been very close to them. I remember the likes of Kanebi when they were chair in Saudi. So if you did not know, there was a time Dr. Ahmad Kanebi was the chair of Saudi. And yet to vie as an MP, but not successful. So we have a history, especially when we interact in university foreign institutions. What maybe I could add, maybe I'll ask Helping Hand under the leadership of Brother Mustafa, is like, besides having this a general forum for youth at university level, I was also asking if it would be possible, if they can consider at least organizing such a platform also for specifically for leaders who are at university. They normally have a program internally. As one knows, at least you go at least a place for a retreat, at least minimum 2 days. At least we discuss issues where we are today, our issues, and what are the possible solutions. Because the reality in the current spectrum is like we have a problem with leadership, especially in our community. Because we do not have a place where we are manufacturing these leaders. If you reflect your minds back, and from the history of Islam, it's like you realize there is a platform which the Holy Prophet ﷺ used it to build the leadership, especially in our community. And that platform is well known as Darul Arqam bin Arqam. For those who know the history of Islam, understanding the Prophet ﷺ, knowing what was done at Darul Arqam bin Arqam, and the future that we got from Darul Arqam bin Arqam is like we need to have such a platform, where we can be together, develop that culture of working together, so that we can be able, whenever we do something, at least we are reading from the same page. Because we are coming from different places, different backgrounds. So we have our issues at our place. And also where we are, maybe we have issues. How the line? Do we want to be people who can provide solution, or we just want to be there to be people lamenting? It was happened, we walk that path, we need blame. So for me, it's like me and you. At least let us take that path of being people who can be able to give out solutions to the problems that we are facing today. Furthermore, it's like aspect brotherhood, as I was discussing about the issue of interpersonal skills. And this aspect of interpersonal, normally is like, there are some things in life do not just come automatic. That aspect of bonding, aspect of becoming brothers, it has to start somewhere. And that's what you see when the Holy Prophet ﷺ went to Medina. Immediately after building the mosque, what came next was that culture of a brotherhood, building that brotherhood. These are issues that maybe at our time we can take them lightly, but they are the foundation of building this community. Because the way I look at you, there's a way I look at you and the way you look at me. And what we appreciate, especially in Islam, is the verse which Allah says in the Holy Quran, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إلا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم إن الله أتقاكم. For the beauty of our religion is like the door is open for all of us. It is not a religion for a certain people or a certain nation. It is a religion that accommodates all of us. And that spirit of working together, understanding where we are coming from, accommodating each other, that is the direction that has to move. The way I look at my brothers and sisters from Northeastern, the way I look at my brothers from Coast, the way I look at my brothers from maybe other up-country, Western and other places, is like, how do I look at them? If I see them, do I see Islam first, or do I see their tribe first? So these are issues that we need to work very hard to ensure that the current problem that are existing in our community, we can rise and be able to offer solution to issues that is affecting us. I think with also few remarks, once again, let me thank the helping hand. Thank all the leadership who are here from our respective universities. Also, thanking the administration and the management of Al-Huda for providing us with this opportunity, this facility. I think with those few remarks, let me stop it there, and I wish you well in all the undertaking for today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Brother Omar. Thank you so much. Thank you, Brother Abdul Nasir. And nasikia njama tuendelee kidogo. Lazima tu Yasmin angeongea. Anyway, we're having 2 cards. I believe every one of you have an easy card. Ndio? Kila mtu ana kadi yake. These are